There was no Illuminati-style conspiracy surrounding the World Trade Center destruction. Ted Cruz is legally able to run for president, as is Marco Rubio. Elvis is not alive and living in Maui. And the Kardashians were not placed here by aliens to use their mind control powers in making America as dumb as corn chips. Though, to be honest, I may have some reservations about that last one. Conspiracy theorists are questioning the death of Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, and some believe the evidence is overwhelming. Certainly odd. Every week something big happens where everything is big, from belt buckles to hairdos and everything in between. Let's spin around the dial and begin there. Wind up at 570 KLIF in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, weekday afternoons from 3 to 7 Central Time. Grant Stinchfield. All right, Grant, let's get right to it. I got to tell you, when I first read a lot about Scalia, even I was saying, wait a minute, something's not right, because now you have things like a county judge doesn't see the body, Texas law allows that, doesn't order an autopsy, pronounces him dead of natural causes. What's going on here?
Yeah, and then don't forget that the billionaire who found him said he had a pillow over his head. So I called instantly that a criminal investigation needed to be conducted into Scalia's death, and specifically an autopsy needed to be conducted, but I think it's too late for that. So I even ran my ideas past Dallas police detectives, and I know a lot of them here in town, and it's a great police force. Every single one of them said they were shocked when they learned that an autopsy was not conducted. And, you know, one thing for a murder, and I'm not saying Scalia was murdered, but you need motive. And there is plenty of motive out there for someone to want Scalia murdered, especially in some of these union cases that are coming up June 1st that could totally cut the knees out from underneath unions. Scalia was a deciding vote in that. I'm skeptical with everything going on, and I do not understand why an autopsy was not conducted.
We do have to admit, though, let's tamp down just a little bit here. You realize that what you're saying, what I've just indicated here, what others are saying, people are going to say this is a crackpot theory. Come on, the guy had a lot of chronic conditions here. He just died of natural causes. But Texas has these laws, which nobody can quite understand.
Yeah, well, look,
it's not we're not saying conspiracy. That's what I'm pointing out. We're not out here screaming conspiracy right now. We just want to know the truth.
That's it. So we can put the truth to rest here, and so you can get these conspiracy folks and put them aside as long as we have all the facts. The problem is we don't have any facts. Look, when a Supreme Court justice dies in a ranch who goes to bed, he was, quote, engaged and lively during conversation that night. No one sees him murdered. The fact that no police are called out to conduct a crime scene investigation just to ensure that there was no foul play here. This is a Supreme Court justice. It's not talking about you and me, Ed. I get you and me not conducting an autopsy.
I'm already thinking back to 1963 and President Kennedy and the way let's not even go there right now.
Well, my callers are going just there. They said there's another black eye for Texas and all the conspiracy surrounding.
I will agree that Texas has got to straighten this out, because this should have been investigated much deeper. Real quick, 90 seconds. Why has no major Texas newspaper endorsed Ted Cruz for president?
Well, the major Texas newspapers here are mostly liberal rags. And in fact, I'll say all of them. They don't like Ted Cruz. They don't like what Ted Cruz is about. They don't like that he went up to Washington and he rocked the apple cart. They just don't like Ted Cruz. Now, most of my listeners, guys like me, we love what Ted Cruz is doing in Washington, and he should have gotten some of the endorsements. But he's got a battle on his hands with Donald Trump, because a lot of folks down here like Donald Trump as well.
All right, 60 seconds left. I'm going to go back to Antonin Scalia here for just a moment. The left is screaming, whining. They're saying the Republicans, you're doing it all wrong. You're stopping everything from going forward. Wait a minute. Wait, stop right there. Final word for the day, Grant. Constitutionally speaking, the Republicans may be stonewalling, but they're doing exactly what the Constitution allows and demands that you do when a Supreme Court justice comes up for appointment. Yes?
That's right, Ed. And I wish everybody on both sides would just be honest about this. I understand why Democrats are mad at the Republicans won't push it through, but Democrats have to understand why Republicans won't push it through. They do the same thing if they were in our shoes, and we do the same thing if we were in their shoes. And so people need to just take a step back and take a deep breath. This is what the Founding Fathers envisioned, a checks and balances system that ensures the people get what they want. And I think providing Mitch McConnell, you see, I almost said Harry Reid because they're like one and the same. Providing Mitch McConnell does the right thing, the people will get to choose the Supreme Court justice next time around.
Remind everybody, weekdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Central Time on KLIF in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Grant, always a pleasure, my friend. Talk to you next week. Reminder, this coming Saturday, you want to find out what's happening in South Carolina? This is the place where you get it really fair and balanced. Coverage of the South Carolina primary, Saturday night, 6:30 to 10 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on Newsmax. Rock on, true believers. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here.